All right. Well, we're recording, so.
All right, let's do this.
All right. So I guess to start off with, you should cover where the fuck you are.
Well, I am on a golf course at the moment. As you can see, considering the current environment of COVID-19, I'm doing what has been advised by the health authorities, and that is practice good social distancing from others. As you can see, there is no one within my vicinity. In fact, the nearest people are 300 metres away on a hole that I'll play in about that I probably won't go anywhere near later today.
So basically what you're bragging about is that you're a poor fuck who can't afford a caddy.
Yes, exactly. So hold on, keep talking. I'm going to put you in the pocket while I hit my next shot.
Now, this is a way to podcast from someone's pocket.
Yes, you're currently in my pocket.
All I can see is a pink screen.
Yeah, that'd be about right because you're staring straight at my ass. I'm about to hit a
dreams do come true then.
Yes, they do sometimes. So right out. Let's see how this goes.
Yell for.
No, there's no one here.
Okay, well, clearly you sliced it. You just don't have to yell for because.
No, that's actually near the hole, ironically. So, right out. Let me pull you back out of my ass. Alrighty, there we are.
Glad to see that you're taking the coronavirus well.
I am. Look, I've been very lucky so far, to be honest. So, although I had to. So are we starting the podcast?
Yeah, we've already started. We're already rolling. Yeah.
Sounds good. Well, although I have had some interesting experiences with the coronavirus lately. I went to the shop last week. When I went to the shops, 1 week I went to the shops 8 times.
What? Why?
Yes, to try and get the things I needed to get.
Really?
Yes, 8 times I had to go to the shops.
Why 8 times?
Well, because you know how the carnage of toilet paper and paper toweling and stuff. Yeah, I couldn't get any of that.
Jesus.
So I ended up going to the shops 8 separate times last week. So
wow.
It was kind of chaos and whatnot. So
well, that beats my 0. So
that beats your 0, you lazy shit.
Getting it from other people, so you know.
Yeah, that's
but also like I just stock up anyway, so.
This is how close I hit the shot. Is that legible?
We can't see the ball. Oh, okay, there we go. We see the ball now.
Can you see the ball and where? Yeah, that's how close I hit it from about 110 metres away. You'll also notice at the moment.
Well, at the end of the sorry,
they've put circly things so that you don't actually put your hand all the way down the bottom. If you can see that.
Oh my God.
So
imagine getting coronavirus from sticking your hand in a hole.
Well, anything's possible these days. So, the way it's going,
if you could get coronavirus from sticking your hand in any hole, what hole would it be?
Oh God, geez. There's an abundance of holes a lot of people would want to stick their hand in, and actually, in fact, there would be a lot of people who would happily get coronavirus just so that they could stick their hand in certain holes. Would you agree with that?
Yeah. How hot does the person have to be to sleep with them when you know they have coronavirus?
Oh my God. I don't think. Well, it depends. It depends who you are and whether you're okay with getting coronavirus or not.
And what if you're trying to not touch them? You use a condom and you have sex, but you still avoid touching them.
I don't think that's actually possible, just quietly.
In theory, it kind of is that you could put it in without touching physically the rest of their body.
Yes. And then, it is possible, but it's extremely unlikely. Right, I've got to try and make this putt because it's a birdie putt to make 3. Hold on, 2 seconds.
Miss. Yell for.
I'll show you the I'll show you the evidence one way or not after I've hit the shot.
There is no evidence in this.
Well, you'll see it.
For all we know is that you walked up to the green and just dropped the ball on there and said, "Oh, what a shot." Meanwhile,
No,
you actually hit it in a river like 10
No, I
kilometers
missed the fucking putt. Don't worry.
away.
I almost missed it again because of that circly thing. Almost bounced the ball straight out of the hole.
Cheers, son.
Oh, jeez, not that.
I love you. You are absolutely amazing.
I forgot about all those. I forgot about all those recordings you had of me. So
That one appropriately applies to your golf
yes,
shot.
thank you. Yes, thank you.
Have you hit the ball yet or not?
Yeah. I'm just moving around to get ready to hit my next shot. I missed the putt, thank fuck, unfortunately. Yeah. So this is how I practice social distancing to get away from everybody. So I think it's something everyone should try. Go and play 9 holes of golf by yourself. So.
Well, okay. Well, bringing it back to what we do for coronavirus.
Yeah.
There's actually places where you can bet on how many people are going to get coronavirus.
Well, that doesn't actually surprise me, to be honest. Does
Which
that surprise you?
No, but it opens up the possibility of manipulating it because if you're willing to bet and you're willing to go get coronavirus yourself and then go to old folks' homes around the place and you could wipe out a whole generation.
I was going to say you could wipe out a fuckload of people if you wanted to.
And then people wonder why, like this circle of old folks' homes around your house, they all get wiped out.
Yeah. Well, that doesn't surprise me because a lot of people will probably bet a fair bit of cash on this and just go, well, I just want to fuck with people anyways, the old people. So.
Well, how much would what is the value you would get coronavirus for?
No, that's perfect. Oh, that's so delicious.
The crowd don't believe you.
It is absolutely delicious.
No.
I'll show you where I'm hitting my next shot from, and then you'll actually believe me.
Nah, someone else already hit their shot, left their ball, and then I've
got some issues with social distancing. Someone's coming up behind me.
Yell at them.
No, I'm not going to yell at them.
Stay the fuck away from me, dickhead.
There is absolutely everything. Okay, so you asked me how much it would. Yeah. I don't know. Do I want to risk my health?
Let's say 10 grand. Would you do it for 10 grand?
No, not 10. Nah, not enough.
Really?
Nah, maybe like 500,000 or something.
500? No way. I reckon way less than that. You've got to consider it.
Nah.
Well, coming back to this, which is a pretty ridiculous thing, which I probably shouldn't even be admitting, but I actually think that I had it in January before I was a thing. Had it in January?
Well, yeah. Why do you reckon? Well, because of traveling.
No, because of with the wedding and stuff. So
yeah.
At that time, after the wedding, my mother-in-law got a flu thing that basically all the symptoms match. And then I happened to get it. Now, she was here traveling around in touristy areas.
Yeah.
So all the matching symptoms, and it was around at that point. So there is a possibility.
Yeah, but that was at what time? That was like January, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, if it was like early January, still.
So the first known case is in November 17 in China, but on December 31st, they started to shut that market down because there were so many people getting it.
Yeah.
Meaning that there was over a month of people that could have got it left, gone on touristy shit, which is how this whole thing spread anyway, and they didn't know about it.
Yeah, that's true.
And at the time, they wouldn't have even known to check for this.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I still don't think you got it.
I'm claiming I did. I don't give a fuck whether you agree or not.
No, I tend to disagree. So I think it's too early. I think the timeline's too early. So we'll go and get tested.
The timeline actually does fit. It's definitely possible in the timeline.
The problem is it didn't get anywhere near the Philippines until
it wasn't the Philippines, it's Australia.
Well,
all it needs is one Chinese person who went to Wuhan to have been there.
Well, the first case didn't get to Australia until like the end of January.
The first known case when they were looking for it. They weren't looking for this shit at the start of January. So you're going to say that there's a whole month where people coming and going from Wuhan constantly, and therefore that it could easily have got out, but therefore you're saying that there's no way.
I think it's highly unlikely you've had it. So
I think it's highly likely I have.
So
I choose to live under the knowledge that I can't get it again. So,
yeah, is that the case? You can't actually get it again if you've already got it once. Is that fact?
Yep. That's the way I live my life. Same with AIDS. Can't get it again.
Same with AIDS. Okay, so you want to get AIDS?
No, I already beat it.
You already beat AIDS. Oh God. You already managed to defeat AIDS. That's interesting.
Shall we start covering some wacky news stories?
Well, we've already started anyway.
Okay, so here's a nice and relatable story for you. This comes from Vice. A very relatable story. A woman sues her waiter for spilling wine on her $30,000 Hermes handbag.
Oh, geez, dear fucking God. What's the Hermes handbag doing there in the first place on the table? That's my question.
It wouldn't be on the table. It would be on wherever next to her.
Yeah, still, I wouldn't be going anywhere near it. So,
but can't you just wipe your fucking wine off someone's?
That's all you basically need to do. Oh, that's delicious. Drifting back towards the flag. Go in the fucking hole.
Yell 4 already.
I haven't hit a bad enough shot yet to yell 4. That's the problem.
Bullshit. Right, that's the one I was wanting.
All right, there will come a point where I yell 4. In this podcast, I will yell 4 on the golf shot.
From the moment you walked in the door, I loved you.
I know that's your.
You're actually amazing.
I know that's your favourite grab. That one.
Well, because you didn't yell 4 at that point.
Well, I'm walking down the fairway towards the green, so because I've actually hit a few decent golf shots.
All right. So, well, let's get on to our next story.
All right. Anyway,
from Vice. Our hostel managers tell us their worst backpacker stories.
Worst backpack stories.
Backpackers. So here we go. From the Yellow Hostel in Rome. In 2016, we had a visit from a 40-year-old New Zealander who claimed to be a priest from the Vatican. After checking in with our receptionist, he explained that his purpose for the trip was to find himself. He confided in me that he was questioning his sexuality and needed to take some time off to reflect his priesthood.
Sorry, keep going. I was going to butt in, but I'll let you finish the story.
Okay. At this time, we were running a party bus type service where guests could lose their inhibitions and experience a fun night out. To our surprise, the priest seemed really enthusiastic about the event and signed up. After too much alcohol and too little water, the priest returned to the hostel with people he met on his wild night out on the town. Yeah. Then, after all the guys were fast asleep, the priest snuck out in the middle of the night. The next morning, his new friends realized they'd been robbed of all their possessions. After some Googling, we discovered that the priest was actually a seasoned con artist who had been imitating a priest across Australia and New Zealand for some time. We just hope he went to confession after his visit to the That is so ingenious.
It's a smart way if you want to rob people, but if you're smart enough, you'd see straight through it in the first place. You'd know it's full of shit. Because what the hell would a priest... There's no way a priest would be staying at a backpackers in the first place.
Well, it does raise some red flags, but that is the way you get around pretty much anything, is claim to be a priest who's questioning his sexuality.
Priests should be questioning a lot of things as far as I'm concerned.
I would love to know what levels you could take this and abuse the power. Like, could you sneak into a nightclub and say, I'm actually a priest who's questioning my sexuality. I know you normally wouldn't let older men like myself in on my own, but can you?
You could, as long as you paid your way to get in. I don't think they'd say no to doing it.
Well, a lot of
they'd be up for doing
crazy.
Anything. Yeah, most nightclubs are, especially if it's in Europe, they pretty much almost let anything go. So that's what's good about them. So Yeah, definitely possible.
I mean, I would love to see how far you could take pretending to be a priest who's questioning his sexuality.
I don't know. You could take it to all kinds of things. You could take it anywhere, I reckon. It's almost anything's possible.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's go to the next one. The Sant Jordi Hostel in Barcelona. Back in 2016, a guy came into the hostel reception wearing a suit, asking to speak to one of the girls staying with us. He was looking for this Canadian girl who had been traveling with her best friend. They had checked in a few nights before, and I recalled that she had been sleeping with another guest for a few nights, an Australian man. Ooh, Marcus.
Yes.
I went to her room to try and reach her, telling her there was a guy downstairs looking for her. The girl's friend started yelling at me to leave, and the Australian man, who was still in her bed, seemed confused and asked what was going on. The girl said it was her boyfriend. We then headed down to reception together while she was in her pajamas. When we finally got to the reception, they shared a hug, and the guy quickly took out a diamond ring, got on his knee, and proposed to her in front of me. I could not believe that he had just proposed after all that I'd seen. I felt so awkward because he didn't know that what his girlfriend had been up to the past few days. That's fucking annoying because they didn't say what happened after that. How can you leave the story on that cliffhanger?
They've left it at nothing, which is really annoying. Like, you can't leave a story at that point.
I want to know.
Fucked. Yeah, I think you're not the only one. I think everyone wants to know what's happened.
Okay, so you were the Australian man, so tell us what happened next.
The Australian man just disappeared back to his room. So that's about it, and enjoyed the last 3 nights and went, "Oh, well, darling, I probably won't ever see you again. Happy life with your boyfriend." What a shame I just fucked. What a shame he doesn't know I just fucked you.
It would be hilarious if she'd given him a blowjob and
probably did.
She said yes, and then they kissed.
Probably did.
Have you been drinking bleach, honey? Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. That's every chance that happened.
Yes.
Did she say?
Dream of that.
Does it say whether she said yes or not?
No, that's the point. That's why I'm saying it's ridiculous.
Yeah. It'd be amazing if that was known.
Finally, a love story I can get behind.
Yeah.
Or maybe like the pre-story, the joke's on the hostel person, and they're actually in like a cuckold relationship, and like she'd finally fulfilled his fantasy.
Could have. You never know. She could have just been traveling just to get her last few shags out of the way before she ended up with the guy.
Maybe she didn't even want to do it, but the guy was forcing her to do it because it's his fantasy.
Yeah, true. You never know.
And he was so happy that she went ahead with his fantasy of fucking another guy that he then proposed.
Yeah. No, well,
I like to look at a glass half empty, and that this story ended on a happy ending.
Yeah.
It was what they always wanted from the start.
Probably was, to be honest.
And he actually enjoyed when the blowjob kisses taste another guy's cum.
Yeah. I've heard some people do enjoy that sometimes. So.
You admitting something there, are you? Or?
No, I'm not, but I've heard stories of people enjoying that. So I can't say I'm one of them, but
can't say you're not either.
I think you and I have met enough interesting people in our lives to kind of know that some people enjoy that kind of stuff. So,
of course.
Right, my ball has disappeared in the sand here.
Well, you'd be used to losing your balls.
Not really, no. So, but it's right here. We'll see what happens. It should be interesting. First time I've had to go digging. Might have to build myself a sandcastle the way this is going.
I hope the last person in that sand pit had corona.
I highly doubt it because it looks like only about 5 people have been here today, to be honest. So.
And the one who had corona happened to be in that
corona
sand pit.
had to be in it. Yeah, of course. I knew you were going to say that. So, right, yeah. Let's see how this goes. So what's the next story you got lined up for
Downtown
us?
Hanoi backpackers. I was on an organized hostel tour and had stopped off at a restaurant in a village just outside of Hanoi. A middle-aged man, Australian man in our group, was quite hammered, and on our way in the van back to the hostel, he decided to rescue a soon-to-be-eaten pot-bellied pig the restaurant had locked in a cage. Somehow he bribed the man behind the register, and before he knew it, the pig was out of the restaurant, wrapped in a bag, and was with us on our voyage back to Hanoi. At this point, we had expected him to just release the pig to one of the surrounding farms. The next morning, I awoke to the sight of the pig in the billiards room on the 7th story of the hostel, sleeping next to a Thai tattoo artist who was dressed like a pirate. It was a bizarre sighting. Unfortunately, the hostel closed not long after this incident.
I just love that somehow a pig's gone from a market to running around on a billiards table. That's outstanding.
The pig was going to be eaten to the extent of then it goes into some wild party.
Yes, that is.
You know how much fun it would be to bring a pig to a nightclub?
I reckon that'd be great. I like the idea
of oinking on the dance floor.
Can you imagine it just going like oink oink while it's like bouncing up and down on its legs and stuff? That's got comedy written all over it. So
kicking up mud all over the place.
Well, what do you expect?
Yeah,
that seems pretty normal. So
imagine the pig oinking to the music.
Oh yeah, I like that idea. That sounds
oink,
really
oink,
good.
oink. All right, next story. We once had a guy extend his stay because someone henna tattooed his forehead while he was passed out. I was surprised to see him when I arrived in the hostel at the hostel one afternoon, as I knew he'd had a flight to Ios that morning to work in a bar in Greece for the summer. Yeah. He was topless and leaning on the bar for support. He turned around and it looked like he had dirt smeared all over his face. But as I got closer, I could see it was a henna ink. Certainly a bleak outcome. I've seen people catch flights under far more duress. So I knew there must be more. He then enlightened me to the true reason he was still there. He lifted up his cap and in henna ink, written in large letters across his forehead, were the words, "I have drugs in my ass." So he said, "It looks like I'm missing my flight. Fuck IOS, I'm staying here."
Yeah. Oh,
that is
good.
Such a better way of pranking someone to write shit on them. If you're going to write...
Just completely fuck with them.
Yeah, well, if people are going to draw dicks and shit, why not just write, "I have drugs in my ass"?
Yeah.
Just in any occasion. Because anywhere you go with the words, "I have drugs in my ass" written on your forehead.
Yeah. Everyone's going to look at you and just piss themselves laughing, basically.
Yeah.
They are going to be laughing so hard when that happens.
Or they're used to you having drugs in your ass.
Well, that too, basically. So.
All right, the next one. Sorry?
I'm sure the person, anyway, is probably almost used to having drugs in their ass if that ended up tattooed on their forehead. So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you've had drugs in your ass, you've probably been out of it enough that you could have someone tattoo, in real tattoo, "I have drugs in my ass."
Yeah, on the forehead.
Also, that's a lot of letters. That's a fuckload of tattoo.
Well, see, in certain languages, it may not be so much. So it just depends. So.
Well, that's how you get people. You write it in different languages because then they never... All right, the next one. El Rio Hostel, Colombia. We once had a Scottish guest who became over-refreshed one evening and became convinced his friends were trying to kidnap him. He ended up running away and was last seen diving into the river. I was woken up by some concerned staff members who had borne witness to this, so we sent out a river search party and small fishing boats. At around 9 a.m., the police turned up with him in tow. He'd made it at about 10 miles down the road to Tayrona National Park entrance and had asked the police in a broad Glaswegian accent to take him back to Scotland. They managed to find out where he was staying, brought him back to pay his bill, then said the closest they could get him to Scotland was Santa Marta. So they were going to take him there. We never found out if he made it home or not.
No. He could have got home.
He would have got home eventually. How or whether he had to actually have drugs in his ass is a whole different story. But
that's
perhaps
true.
He got himself home.
In Colombia, anything's possible. In fact, in South America in general, anything's possible down there. So it's a great place. It's wonderful that the possibilities are endless in that part of the world. So.
All right, next one. Rarotonga backpackers. We once had some guests that were being so loud we tried to get them to leave, but they flat out refused. So the manager walked into their room, but was overcome by this horrendous stench. It was foul, she told me. She then investigated further and discovered this couple had, over the space of several weeks, collected about 1,000 sea cucumbers from the lagoon, dried them off, and sorry, I lost where I was up to.
Well, that doesn't surprise me when someone's got 1,000 sea cucumbers hiding somewhere.
So they're from the lagoon and dried them on the roof of the hostel. Apparently, they'd been sneaking out of their room at 1 a.m. every day and returning at 3 to start sorting through their stash. It explained why I'd been kept awake for much of the night. They were Chinese tourists, it turned out, and they were planning on exporting the sea cucumbers back home, where they were considered a luxury food. Apparently, the guests were later deported.
Oh, God.
I bet that's how coronavirus started.
Well, that doesn't surprise me. The way some fuckwit people do things sometimes. Like, that just seems a bit much. Going all the way to Colombia from China just to get a few things.
Yep.
That seems like, yeah.
Okay, next one. So, Bodega Hostel in Koh Phangan. We had a guy that...
Where's that? Because I've never even heard of that. Everywhere else I've heard of.
I don't know everywhere else.
Well, where were the other places?
I don't know. Oh, all of the hostels, you mean?
No. I at least know where you're saying, like, the cities or something where they're located.
Koh Phangan is Thailand.
Okay, Thailand. All right, that makes sense.
All right. So, yeah. We had a guy just the other day drink too many buckets. He crapped himself while crawling up the stairs, then slid over it, then picked it up and carried it back to his room. When he got to the bathroom, he must have realized what he was carrying and threw it all over the place and vomited. Then he packed up in haste, obviously with it all over him, and checked out. My staff were so shocked they didn't object. Weirdly, the same guest then came back that afternoon and asked, "How much do I owe you? And I hope you got it on camera while I'm an idiot." Then he checked back in.
Oh my God. I'm surprised did they allow him to check back in?
It doesn't say, so.
Well, you wouldn't allow him to check. No way.
They said then he checked back in, and I'm assuming
they must have
did let him.
Yeah, they must have. So
fun times. All right. Bayswater Hostel in London. Do you know where that is?
I know where London is.
Okay.
I don't know where the hostel is, at least.
Central London, it says.
Okay, I got a rough idea where Central London is. So.
We had been on the police hot list for the previous 3 years. The hostel had 8 members of staff, all under 23 and all Australian. So there we go, Australia representing. It's amazing how much Australia features in all these overseas hostel stories.
Well, you got to remember, right? Australians travel like crazy. We go overseas like crazy.
We party
we party like nut jobs as well. That's definitely a fact. That I know for sure because I did that for 5 years. So I did it myself. I didn't end up in some of these scenarios that some people have ended up in, but I had a fair good time going overseas. So that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, okay. So, continuing on, they were all Australian. I personally delivered a baby while on the phone to some ambos on the street.
Wow.
In front of the hostel in the middle of an alcohol-fueled party.
Wow.
Another time I had an old Italian man who refused to put on clothes for a solid 4 hours in a 24 mixed person room.
Wow. That seems, but the thing is, delivering a baby seems pretty fucking crazy, but some old Italian bloke not putting clothes on, that kind of seems normal for a hostel.
Yeah, I guess it's living the dream.
Yeah. Now, I wouldn't say it's living the dream, but it seems normal for working in a hostel, basically. So, yeah. That's pretty routine. So,
yeah, I guess you get wild wacko people that won't put clothes on.
You get plenty of fucking wackos. That's the best part about it. So,
well, I mean, if you're working in a hostel and you're getting upset, then I mean, you got to expect.
You need to kind of rethink what you're actually doing if that's the case. So.
Yep. Okay. Well, next story now. So this comes from ABC7 in New York. A deaf man is suing Pornhub over the lack of closed captions.
Oh, jeez.
Because I like to read ow, whenever I'm masturbating.
I mean, fuck.
A deaf man has sued Pornhub and other pornographic websites because he cannot enjoy video content without closed captioning.
Well, stiff shit, buddy. That's not their problem. That's
Yaroslav Suris, a New York resident, tried to watch videos on Pornhub entitled Hot Step Aunt Babysits Disobedient Nephew. Sexy Cop Gets Witness to Talk. Okay. And others in October 2019 and January 2020. Could not due to the website's lack of closed captioning, according to the lawsuit. The lawsuit alleges that Pornhub, RedTube, and YouPorn are in violation of the 1990 Americans with Disabilities Act.
Did he pay for the premium service?
I hope so. I hope he paid for it and then found out that he could have got it for free.
If he paid for the premium service, then he might have a case to argue. But
really,
I'm not. I'm trying to find some angle for him to actually argue the dumbest point.
How dare they give me free porn, which is probably stolen from someone else anyway.
Yeah.
But how dare they, and not do it to my standards?
Yeah. To someone who can't even hear what's going on. Well, that's just stiff shit. Basically.
Yeah. Well, I guess he's more of a dialogue man. He's into the words of.
It seems like that.
Hot step aunt babysits disobedient nephew.
Well,
that sounds like something you need the dialogue for, you know.
All you need to have is just it coming up on the. Yeah, I suppose you could make a. Why doesn't he just like read porn instead? He'd probably get off better on that.
I think he should make his own closed captions and invent his own dialogue to the story.
I agree with that. He should, if he makes it himself, he should make it himself. That would be way better.
The irony of it, though, is the fact that he's suing them for that. And then, so therefore, in the news, it says that he is jacking off to aunt porn, which has to be very fucking awkward when he sees his own aunts. Like, imagine this is your nephew and you found out that he specifically looked up hot step aunt babysits disobedient nephew.
You probably wouldn't want to find that one out, to be honest.
Or maybe I would. Maybe I'm into that. Maybe I'm a naughty. Maybe I'm a hot step aunt who likes to babysit.
Well, if that's the case, then good on you. Enjoy it. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
Well, this one comes from Men's Health. And I think you also added one to this too. So let's play a game of which one comes from Marcus. It is entitled 11 Women Reveal the Weirdest Things Guys Have Done During Sex.
Oh, this will be good.
Okay, so the first one, the milkman. My boyfriend stopped in the middle of sex once to try and milk my boobs. He used to work on a dairy farm. He started making a weird milking motion and weird sounds and started laughing. I was like, what the fuck is happening? I'm not a cow.
Have interesting ways they like to get off.
Yes. So I'm guessing that wasn't you.
No, that definitely wasn't me.
Okay, that was from Katie22. Okay, the next one is called The Caregiver. I had a guy accidentally elbow me in the face once and give me a bloody nose. He said, "You're fine," and kept going. From Emily 22.
Oh, yeah.
I think you're too sensitive for that, so that's not you.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's me either, to be honest. So.
We have the medic. I once started hooking up with a guy and he reached into his nightstand. I assumed it was to get a condom, but he was pulling out a DIY catheter kit. Apparently that turned him on. Needless to say, I bounced ASAP. Leah, 27.
Yeah, I wouldn't want. No, I wouldn't shove a catheter up anything.
For the fun of it, I think you would.
No, I wouldn't. That is just, I'll pass on that one. Thank you very much.
Okay.
I'm okay.
You might want to do it on the golf course there while there's no one around.
No, I'm good. Thank you very much. I'm okay. I'm enjoying my social distancing here. It's quite good.
All right.
But
the next
what's the next one?
The cartoon fanatic. One time a guy said, "Are you feeling it now, Mr. Krabs?" Like the quote from SpongeBob. Read 22.
Oh, yeah, that's interesting. Are you feeling it?
Mr. Krabs. So I'm guessing that means that he was giving her crabs.
Yeah, I was going to say that's...
I actually think this woman's too dumb to realize that that was his way of saying, congrats, you now have crabs.
I'm giving you crabs.
Okay. The nipple guy.
That is pretty fucked.
The next one is the nipple guy. I was having uncomfortable, bad sex with a dude when he literally shouted, "Touch my nipples." I don't think he intended to shout, but it was jarring, so I did. And then told me I needed to sort of flick them instead of doing what I was doing, which was confusedly rubbing them. Yep. I did some bizarre form of flicking, I think, and that seemed to be the only way to get him off. He got off in like 30 seconds flat once I got it right away. That's Lily, 25.
Oh, that is fantastic.
The groomer. The groomer. One guy I was hooking up with regularly wanted to shower every time after we had sex, which isn't much of an issue, but there was no touching. He just wanted to wash me. I was like, truly bathe me. Very weird.
I don't think that's that bad. What's wrong with wanting to...
I think the weirdness is that he wanted to wash her every time.
Well, there's nothing wrong with wanting to have your hands on a woman, so...
Speak for yourself.
Anyway.
No, but...
I was about to hit a shot when you said the nipple one.
I hope it got you...
I actually had to back away. I actually had to back away from the shot.
You were going to hit your boner.
Yeah, pretty much, basically.
Now, there's a fun game, boner golf. You have to take Viagra before you play, and then you have to swing around the boner.
That'd be really fucking uncomfortable.
And you have to hire caddies who don't know what you're doing.
Oh, my God. Oh, that is out of control.
All right, the next one, basically. The Lost Boy. I'm not a G-spot person. It's just not going to work for me. I know exactly how I work and almost always orgasm at least twice every time I have sex. The weirdest thing a dude ever did wasn't what he did, it was what he said. He spent like 10 minutes going at my G-spot. And when I tried to kindly explain to him that it wasn't going to work and what to do, he refused. He removed his hand, flopped over and said, "But it's supposed to feel good." That sounds like you might have a dummy spit after having sex with someone.
Oh, I don't have dummy spits after having sex with someone. I'm usually half asleep because I'm completely empty. So.
Well, you're the one talking about how you like to shower people afterwards, so...
No, I didn't say I like that. I said I said, what's wrong with people wanting to touch someone else? So
every time.
I don't know.
Anyway, I said, next one. The foodie. A boy got handy downstairs after he'd eaten the hot wings. Didn't wash well enough after, and my vag burned for an hour and I had to shower.
Oh, that's so bad.
Were you going to say you know how that feels?
No, I said I thought I knew where that one was going, but turns out, no, I didn't. I thought it was going to be the guy was going to be playing with himself after having some hot wings, but yeah, that's not good.
Sounds like fun, I guess. The sensitive type. The only really weird / awkward sex I've had was when it was my first time giving head, and I spit out when he came, and he immediately became all serious and shit and was like, "Don't do that again." That was from someone named Freedom 22.
Okay.
A weird name.
Yeah. I suppose everyone's got interesting names. Fruit, calling himself Freedom.
Not
Fair
really.
enough.
All right, the dirty dog. He modified a dog shock collar so it would rest on his taint and asked me to shock him during sex. I said no, and during sex, he starts going at it with more fury. Turns out he had put it on anyway and was shocking himself. Alicia, 28. I guess that could be you.
No, I'm not one for dogs or doggy toys or anything at all.
What doesn't make sense about that is that, to me, if you're having sex and he has a shock collar on his taint, then therefore why wouldn't you feel the shock?
Yeah, you'd think so.
All right. This one comes from this one is called The Motivator. I had a guy who was so insecure about his micro penis, I had to rip his clothes off. I wanted to get the hour he paid for over with, so I had literally ripped his pants off. And when I did, I understood why. My first and only refund, and the only time I've not known how to get a guy off because he was so small. 10 full millimeters. That one's from Georgia, 79. I mean, I guess
that wasn't me. But anyway,
I'm pretty sure it was.
I just had my golf shot that I hit rebound off a tree straight back into the middle of the fairway, which is not bad. That's quite lucky.
You'd be used to bouncing off the wood by now.
I have bounced. Yeah, that's true.
Okay, this is the last one. The eagle eye.
Yeah.
So you're saying that none of them so far are being you, so therefore this one has to be you. Okay, I had a guy who would roll his eyes in the back of his head. Think Bone Thugs and Harmony Crossroads video. Weirdest shit to ever look up to. So I kept my eyes closed because the sex itself was good. Caroline, 29.
So he kept rolling the eyes into the back of his head.
Yep.
It's interesting.
So again, that must be you, since none of the others be you, according to you.
Yes. Well, that probably kind of. I reckon I might have done that once or twice. So.
Okay. Well, the next lot is from Thought Catalog. This is 17 people reveal the weird and incredibly bizarre things they do while having sex with their partners.
This should be good.
Okay, so number one. When she gives me a hand job, she sometimes pretend my dick is a stick shift or a control stick of an airplane. It's weird, but I get hard anyways. From David.
Okay, yeah, each to their own.
I love to unbuckle his pants and grab his semi-hard cock and slap him across the face.
Okay.
It's so hot. Jesse. When I go down on my wife, I always greet her vagina. It makes her laugh, always. Ian.
Yeah. That's not that bad, actually.
I've smacked her face with my penis trying to do the windmill. If you don't know what that is, it's when a guy gyrates his hips to make his penis look like a windmill.
I think everyone knows what the windmill is. Can work that one out pretty easily. So.
Yep. We recently got a pet guinea pig. So before we come, we weak, which makes us laugh and gives us more time to have sex. I think you should weak after that shot.
I've actually hit a really good shot there, ironically.
Well, the next one is perfect for this.
While you're in the middle of actually saying the guinea pig one.
Yeah. Well, the next one is perfect for this. This is from Damien, and all it simply says is, I always try to put it in the wrong hole. The next one is from Anna. My boyfriend tries to make me queef when we're having sex. It's the weirdest thing, but I guess he likes it because it makes me laugh too.
Yeah.
Number 8. I hate it when he quotes SpongeBob during sex, but he always does it before I come. It's the fucking worst. Valerie.
Quote SpongeBob just before you're about. Yeah.
Better than quoting Hitler, I guess.
Yeah, that is true.
My partner, Mein Kampf, right as you're climaxing. My partner and I are really into, or even like just emotional speeches like, I have a dream.
It must really get them up for the moment. making those kind of speeches.
You got to do it once they're at that point where it's too late. And then four score and however many years ago, whatever the fuck that guy's speech is. Especially in Old English too. Like quote some Shakespeare.
Yes.
Ye doth cometh too much.
Yeah, too much.
My partner and I are really into BDSM. My thing is to tie her up and grab some frozen fruit and put it on her stomach. She'd first cry out from the cold, but I'd go down from her collarbone down, eating the fruit and licking her with my warm tongue. Always a blast. The next one, we have tongue fights. Take that how you will.
Yep.
My husband does the most disgusting thing. He takes his penis and pretends the opening is a mouth. He uses his fingers to open it and close it, saying something, and it's always something along the lines of, "Hey, Marissa, have sex with me." Or, "Marissa, let's boogie right now." Such a weirdo. I mean, it could be a lot more disgusting. He could, again, go back to start quoting Mein Kampf or...
Yeah, there could be worse.
Quoting tax legislation.
Yeah, tax legislation.
Do you know how sexy that would be to quote tax legislation with your penis?
Some people would find that very sexy.
Yes.
Some people definitely would.
When I'm going down on him, I make sure to kiss his lips because I like the way he buckles. He's really ticklish, and I hate giving blowjobs, so I'm slowly trying to condition him to associate blowjobs with tickling.
Right. Okay.
I say another one when she comes. I'm like DJ Khaled. She doesn't like that, but she likes it when I go down her.
Oh, God.
I like to smack myself with her tits while she's on top of me. God, they're amazing.
That doesn't seem weird at all.
To get him hard, I rub his penis while whispering car names into his ear. He doesn't know what to make of it, but he knows he's getting sex. It's really funny. He does it to me with names of presidents. I get very wet when I hear Millard Fillmore now.
Oh, my God. That's interesting. Interesting way to get off.
Porsche, Ford, Holden. Yep. That's some hot, sexy talk. We film ourselves having sex, and we usually watch the previous session while we're having sex. That would ultimately create this loop of where you're fucking within the background is the previous time you're fucking, but in the background of that is the previous time you're fucking, in the background of that is the previous time you're fucking, etc.
That's interesting.
It's inception of fucking.
Yeah, basically.
Last one. As my wife once suggested, we go to the bathroom to have sex while we're on a train. Now every time we want to have sex, one of us says, "Want to go to the bathroom?" I thought they were going to say something about doing it on the train, but...
Yeah, that's what I thought too. But
all right. Well, the next one from Vice, and again, you can guess which one comes from you, or in this case, we have a list so we can guess which one isn't from you.
Yeah.
And the title of the story is, "What did we get stuck in our rectums last year?"
Oh, my God.
So basically... emergency rooms in the US actually document all the things that have been stuck in there.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
All right, so we'll go through the list of ear first. So this is what it means stuck in the ear. 2 wireless earbuds. That means someone must have jammed them up there.
Yeah, that would say.
A jewel. Someone got a jewel stuck in there.
Okay.
Sister put long, slender toy in patient's ear.
Okay, yep.
Metal piece of shirt. Rock salt.
Yeah. Rock salt.
A berry.
That rock salt would fucking hurt, I reckon.
Yeah, imagine getting a whole bunch of rock salt. Fucking hell. That is torture. That would be legitimately a good way to torture people.
Yeah, rock salt, that would fucking hurt.
In the ear.
In the ear, definitely. Rock salt would definitely.
Patient says she had wax in the ear and attempted to remove with tweezers and piece of string. So I'm guessing the tweezers and string got stuck in there. Someone got paper stuck in their ears somehow.
Paper stuck in their ears.
Okay, one is listed as place thermometer in ear, fell on bed. So they must have fell and knocked the thermometer in. Oh my God. The next one.
What?
Wait for this. Juice box straw.
Oh my God.
God, imagine the pain.
Oh, someone would probably want to be sucking out of that one for sure. There'd be some sick person wanting to suck out of that.
Someone got a wood chip stuck in there.
Yeah.
A decorative seashell.
Yep.
A zip tie.
Yeah.
A plastic spider.
A plastic spider. Okay.
And a Christmas ornament.
Yeah, there's some interesting things that people want to decide to shove up their ass.
No, those are all in the ear. We haven't got the arse yet.
Oh, we haven't even got. So that's the ear.
Yeah.
God,
so
okay.
now we're on to nose.
Yeah.
So 2 rare earth magnets. Although going back to the ear and the arse part of it, imagine putting a juice box straw up someone's arse. Imagine that was your thing.
Someone would do that.
Yeah, I know.
There is someone sick enough out there that they would actually do that.
Someone out there that is their dream come true.
Yeah, that is basically
is
their
to
thing,
have someone else stick a juice box straw up their ass and suck.
Straight up their ass, yes. And probably, yeah, and they'd probably want to suck it as well, just for good measure.
Of course. You're not going to put a juice box straw up your ass and just leave it there.
Someone would, but
maybe to tease you for the ultimate prize.
That'd be
right.
interesting.
Moving on to nose. We have 2 rare earth magnets.
Yep.
Which is fucking weird up your nose. A small heart sticker.
Yep.
2 button batteries. A bath bead. I don't even know what the fuck that is.
I don't know. Probably
next
sex toys. Sex toys
chalk,
of some description.
Chalk. Someone got chalk stuck up their nose, which really fucking gets to me. I don't know why that disgusts me. The next one,
interesting one.
Next one is labeled as bug. Tried to remove with bobby pin. Bobby pin now stuck.
Oh, jeez.
So they had a bug up their nose. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Candy wrapper. A mothball. Oh, my God. Ugh.
That's interesting.
Sunflower seed and yet again a Christmas ornament.
Yeah, okay.
Some people celebrate Christmas pretty hard.
Yeah, a lot of people clearly like Christmas ornaments.
We haven't got to the arse yet, but I wonder if there's going to be that on there. I'm guessing.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. The next one is throat.
Now, so, just to give you some context, I have 26% battery left.
Okay.
Just so you know. So let's keep moving. How much more do we have to do?
We'll get through this list and that can be the end.
All right, we'll do that.
But no skipping ahead yet. Okay, so the next one is a fidget spinner.
Yep.
Up the throat. They got stuck in their throat. Okay, now this is the one that got me. Someone got a condom stuck down their throat.
Okay, yep.
And
I can see how that happens because
you regurgitate the come out of the used condom.
Probably,
and then it gets stuck.
Yeah.
7 nuts from the Christmas tree Mom and Dad were taking down. Sure.
Oh, that's great.
Laser pointer. How the fuck do you get a laser pointer down? A tape dispenser.
Yep.
A decorative rock. Piece of bed. That must mean like part of the bed. Probably, tropical. Yeah. Oh my God. Tropical breeze detergent pod.
Yeah.
So that's like laundry detergent.
Yeah, probably.
Oh my God. Swallowed 3-button batteries last PM and thumbtacked this AM because they taste good. That person's got to be on drugs.
Yeah, I wouldn't surprise me.
Weird as fuck fetishes.
They've got probably some interesting fetishes, I'd imagine. So.
Someone swallowed a capsule that expands into a foam dinosaur.
Yeah.
A plastic sword. Swallowed stamp ink pad that he received as a prize at the dentist office.
Oh my God.
Cleaning solution, razor blade covered in toilet paper, broken plastic soap dish. That's all in one. Which is a stuffed bird. So that means that a dead bird that they got stuffed and then somehow about 10 puzzle pieces.
10 puzzle pieces.
Had necklace in mouth, trying to untangle it and accidentally swallowed it. Very believable.
Yeah, that can definitely happen.
A glass Christmas tree light. Again, with Christmas. Everything is Christmas.
Yep.
Ice cream cup lid. Jesus. How the fuck do you do that? Someone swallowed a hearing aid. He
a hearing aid.
swallowed a thumbtack that she thought was a mint. Very easy to make. And then to finish off the list of throat is a Christmas ornament. Oh my God. Okay. So the next one we come into the penis. So what's been stuck in people's penises?
You keep going. I've got the best one to finish off with the penis.
So we've got crayons.
Yep.
Marker cap.
Yep.
Chopstick.
Yep.
Ballpoint pen.
Yep.
Piece of toy pliers. Lollipop stick.
Lollipop stick.
Coaxial cable.
Yep.
So they're plugged into their Sky cable, I guess.
Yep.
Wedding ring. How the fuck do you get your wedding ring stuck up your penis? This is a great view, by the way. Perfect view. I think we're going to add to the list golf ball, golf tee, golf tee, magnets, screwdriver.
Yeah.
Screwdriver. Someone put a screwdriver up their penis. Holy
There are some sick fucks out there.
Sure. Bobby pin with the quote, unable to achieve erection and thought it would help. So that was clearly you. Okay, that was the end of that list. So
the best one of all. I heard a story from an old high school friend whose mother was a nurse.
Yeah.
Whose mother was a nurse.
So what did you do?
And they had a patient one day come in who was putting grass up their penis to get themselves off.
Fuck.
And apparently it got to the point where their balls were completely lined with grass.
So that's why you're out there on the golf course on your own with all that empty grass.
Exactly. It makes complete and utter sense.
All right. The next list is vagina. So we have toothbrush.
Yep.
You would think you'd be able to pull it out. A metal and plastic container. Jesus. Tape. The next one is classic. Was being arrested by the police, so she took her cell phone and hid it from them, stuck it in her vagina.
Oh, my God. Oh, jeez.
Perfume bottle.
Yeah.
Makeup sponge. Large piece of underwear. A toy action figure.
Oh, God.
Rubber ball.
Yeah.
This one is great. And this is in quotes. Jumped off couch, landed on spoon. And now we come to the rectum. Okay. So the first one. Patient states he slipped in the shower and landed on a metal air freshener can and it went into rectum.
Oh, that's outstanding.
Which I believe, because it's happened many times. When you perfectly land on it, you happen to have your arsehole spread completely and then just gets
completely,
stuck.
yeah. Just
and your arsehole's already lubed to help it get in there. Oh my God. A folding knife.
Wow.
Plastic toy about 6 inches long.
Yeah.
Oh my God. A toothpick. Ugh. A toothbrush, which helps with cleaning. Yeah. Toothbrush holder. A plunger handle. Mattress foam.
Mattress foam.
Now this is fucking crazy. 2 razor blades, not just 1, 2.
Wow.
2 small vibrators. Again, 2. A turkey baster. Now, a condom wrapper, not just the condom, the wrapper.
Yeah.
This one is classic. Coat hanger with the comment, patient unsure how it got there. Do you know how many times I've woken up with a coat hanger in my ass and thought, fuck, how did this happen?
Coat hanger shoved up your ass.
And you don't know how. A garden hose cap. Cigarette lighter. Jesus. Toy hockey stick.
Yeah.
Water gun. Bag of heroin.
The heroin, the drugs we can understand.
Coins.
Sorry? Coins.
Yeah. An egg timer.
Coins, wow.
Imagine you put it in egg timer. Your fetish is you put an egg timer in there, and then you try to get it out by the time that it's finished.
Oh, they're trying to work out how long it's going to take for them to get out, basically. So
Yeah. But then we have
what it is.
small shampoo bottle.
Yeah.
Then we have large shampoo bottle. Then we
What's
have,
the
now this
difference
has got to fucking hurt. Light bulb. Just the idea of that glove. Huh?
Yeah, a light bulb would fucking hurt. What's the difference between a small and a big shampoo bottle? That's
the size, you dumb fuck. Obviously. One is like 100 mils and one's like fucking 750 or whatever. Have you never seen? Do you not understand the difference between large and small?
Yeah, well, it depends how big and how small. That's the interesting part.
The next one is apple sauce can.
Apple sauce can, yeah.
Then the next one, accidentally got a dildo lodged in rectum and cut the end of the dildo off.
Oh, jeez. Why would they cut the end of it when they could? That just makes
because you're trying to remove it because you accidentally put it in there.
Well, just pull it back out.
But you accidentally put it in there, so you're not understanding how it gets in. So you tried to cut it off to help you get it out, you know?
Yeah, but they can still pull it back out. That's not hard.
Okay, the next one is a great quote. Stuck a 4-inch butt plug up rectum yesterday. Handle broke. He continued to push the toy in. Well, I think we know that was you. Was using prostate massager and it got sucked in. Yeah, which happens.
Yeah, I reckon that's something I might have done.
Yes, I do too. And to finish it all off, the final thing that someone got stuck in their rectum was a Christmas ornament.
Oh wow! Of course, yes. People love Christmas ornaments.
You gotta celebrate the time of year, you know, by sticking ornaments up your body.
Yes, that works pretty well. So that is definitely the best way. So Christmas is a wonderful time of the year, as they say.
Yeah, it's a time of the year where you stick things up your butt and penis hole.
Yeah,
with extreme pain.
Yeah, exactly. Right, I have 6% battery left.
Okay, well, we'll let you get to it and let you get to sticking the grass up your pee hole like you like.
Thank you very much. So I will.
Enjoy the privacy. Yell properly. And you can yell 5, please. It's coronavirus. It's coronavirus. We got to yell 5.
I should actually yell if I yelled corona.
Do it.
Corona!
I have corona.
So.
All right. Well,
done.
bon voyage.
We'll leave that. Until next time, I will see you. We will
stick
do it
some
again.
Christmas ornaments up your pee hole.
Exactly.
You learn nothing else. That's how you beat coronavirus.
That's how you do it.
Yeah, it's guaranteed.
All right, done.
Everyone I know that's done that has beaten coronavirus.
Yes.
Not that
absolutely. All righty. Right. Thank you, everybody.
And I am a doctor, and that is medical advice.
Stick a Christmas
ornament. I should probably say you visit. Yes, and that'll help you beat corona.
Right, I'm stopping now.
From 2 medical experts who aren't obviously medical experts for legal reasons.
Right.
I would love it if we got sued for that.
Oh, we probably would.
Actually, do it and sue us. That'd be so fucking funny. Yes, that would actually make our life. We would die of laughter. Yeah. Imagine being on the front page of the news that we got sued because of this stupid podcast. We encouraged someone to stick a Christmas ornament up their pee hole to beat coronavirus.
Oh, that would be funny. Actually.
That would actually be worth the pain of being sued.
Yeah,
anyway, goodbye.
All right, goodbye.
Enjoy your golf.